Thank you very much. So we have now mixed reality, the Kirika metaphysical art. The artist painted during this 10 years metaphysical. Maybe do you want to talk? Yeah, you start.
Well, so Giorgio De Chirico was an Italian-Greek artist who lived in Ferrara in Italy for some years, and he painted this very particular style. You can see he painted a lot of sort of townscape from Ferrara, but they were kind of abstracted, so they're not representational at all. And they have this sort of dreamy quality. And one of his paintings in particular, which we're not going to show you today, but one called Anxious Journey was cited by Carl Jung as the best representation in art that Carl Jung had seen of the human unconscious. So he's an artist that has quite a lot of sort of relevance to dreams and to the unconscious and so on. So he experienced that. Do you have something to add?
Yeah. No. Yeah. So I think I recovered. I'm sorry. So it's hard. It's the brain switches from different, so it's modalities. So I probably want to say that. So how I composed, because I'm the composer for the experience. Yes. So. We created interactive experience, so that initially every object in the scene has an archetype of musical texture. So there's a horse, there's artichoke, there's a book. So, but this experience was so inspiring that it's actually I extended it to 10 episodes. So when mixed reality we finish this scene, so I will continue to play, and it's augmented reality, which is we already published the app. So 10 episodes on different paintings of De Chirico, and I dedicate this album to Haahr, because without whom these dreams wouldn't be possible and home planet. So thank you. microphone. We are number 8. Yeah? 8.
Yeah.
I probably wanted to say in augmented reality there's a version where I orchestrated piano tracks. So today we don't have symphony orchestra to accompany me, but I did it, to play with myself and with the orchestra digitally. It's for augmented reality. So.
Great, thanks very much. And I think this was the first time you're performing your compositions for the Rico.
Yeah.
So it's
the premiere.
And maybe also just to clarify that, so we have a mixed reality project and we have an augmented reality project, and they're completely different, even though if they use some of the same art and some of the same music, but they're very different experiences. So the augmented reality album that Svetlana mentioned is a digital album. It's a music album with Svetlana's music, but also can be experienced geographically, with augmented reality.
Outdoors, in the park, yes. Not in the buildings.
And those of you who have a flyer from the, otherwise I have more, there's a QR code that will take you to that app, which is a smartphone. Next.
Alice Daly.
Alice Daly. So this is the last part of the concert, which was actually the only project we performed before of this, which is based on also Svetlana's original compositions, based on illustration that Salvador Dali did for Alice in Wonderland. So not many people know this, but Salvador Dali illustrated an anniversary edition of Lewis Carroll's famous book Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And he drew, or he made one painting for each of the 12 chapters in the book. So we have taken those, some of those chapters and created mixed reality experiences for them, which you're going to see, and Svetlana has composed music on all 12 chapters. So we're going to play just a few of them today, 3 chapters, I think. So the first one will be the Pool of Tears, and you might remember from the book that the Pool of Tears is where Alice has grown very large, and she's sad and she's crying, and for that reason there's water everywhere. So, and I'm going to narrate part of it also. So the second chapter we're going to perform is chapter 11, Who Stole the Tarts? And this is where Alice, Alice is a jury member of the court case where the Red Knave is accused of stealing the tarts.
Just one word. So when it's a mixed reality app for you to interact with the headset, so it's actually is that so the conductors want recalling different music tracks to give you the illusion of control over the reverse, and so you can interact with the characters and here as well. So it's orchestrated tracks, so that.
summer day. The knave of hearts, he stole those tarts and took them quite away. It's a pun, the king added in an offended tone, and everybody laughed. Let the jury consider the verdict, the king said for about the 20th time that day. No, no, said the queen, sentence first, verdict afterwards. Stuff and nonsense, said Alice loudly, the idea of having the sentence first. Hold your tongue, said the queen, turning purple. That book, said Alice. Off with her head, the queen shouted at the top of her voice. Nobody moved. Cares for you, said Alice. She'd grown to a full size by this time. You're nothing but a pack of cards. At this, the whole pack rose up into the air and came flying down upon her. She gave a little scream, half of fright, half of anger, and tried to beat them off, and find herself lying on the bank with her head in the lap of her sister, who was gently brushing away some dead leaves that fluttered down from the trees upon her face. Wake up, Alice dear, said her sister. Why, what a long sleep you've had. Well, I've had such a curious dream, said Alice. And she told her sister, as well as she could remember them, all the strange adventures. And when she had finished, her sister kissed her and said, it was a curious dream, dear, certainly, but now run into your tea. It's getting late.
Thank you so much. Maybe I just play. I'm from Ukraine, and I just wanted to introduce you to the composer who is literally. So he wrote this composition in 1922, and he's only 4 hours from my hometown. So his name is Kosenko.
Thank you very much. That was the end of our show for this evening. I hope you enjoyed it. For those of you who have tickets for the conference dinner, joint conference for serious games. It's just across the way over there. You have a few minutes. The reception starts at 7:30.